Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to touch on this Tiffany Henyard thing. And I want you to understand something. Right now, we're coming to the end of the strong black woman, female leader movement. We're coming to the end of it. You see, we went through this era of strong black female, quite ghetto female leadership. And this is coming to an end right now, ladies and gentlemen. And Tiffany Henyard is the example. Well, the very first person was Mayor Beetlejuice in Chicago that went down. Tiffany Henyard is the next one. Or is it Henyard or Henyard? Henyard. Tiffany Henyard is the next example of the end of the Jezebelic strong black woman leadership that, quote unquote, rose into power. And this is the end of it. And it's a trend that is now breaking. If you looked around, when we went through the Black Lives Matter movement, black women benefited more from Black Lives Matter than anybody else. That defund the police, let's do this. They didn't move black men into power. They moved black women into power. If you go back and look, there were more black female police chiefs that went in place. And it was them moving these women into place. The problem that we run into is that people like Tiffany Henyard act like they've lost their damn mind. I mean, they really do act like they've lost their mind. For example, take a listen.
And attacking on a black, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Dolton's difficulties got worse in recent weeks with water main breaks. Henyard blames on trustee budget cuts. Then 4 people were shot and injured last week, leaving nerves frayed and Henyard's opponents pointing out her sizable security detail.
It's unfortunate that politics are being played, but what has happened is $1 million out of my budget has been cut because of politics.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth.
See what I'm saying? This got to go, and it's going to go everywhere. And here's the craziest thing about this. Tiffany Henyard is going to be, and these black women are going to be in black districts. And this concept and idea that she even said it when she first started. Let me let you hear what she says.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman.
There it is. So you can't play the race card in this, because it's going to be black folks that make this decision to move these women out. And understand, it's because they lost their damn mind. When they get in power, they act like tyrants. But I remember saying this to you guys months ago. No, this was over a year ago. I said, there's a reason why you're seeing all these black women move into power, because they are more malleable and can be manipulated and can be used. And so you see it, and then that power goes to their head. It's no different than Joy Reid. I mean, if you really look at Joy Reid has lost her damn mind. And that's what it boils down to. And so we see this trend, and this trend is starting now. And as it accelerates, they'll try and make it racist. They'll try and say it's racism. But the truth of the matter is, it's going to be black people voting black women out of power. Point blank, period. And specifically, black men voting black women out of power. Because the myth of a strong black woman is crumbling. Now, don't get me wrong. Somebody with DW. No. The women have strength in general. Yes, you guys do have strength. But this thing, this abomination that has taken place, where women get in the power and they lose their ever-loving mind and drive things into the dirt, that's going in.
That's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Dolton's difficulties got worse in recent weeks with water main breaks. Henyard blames on trustee budget cuts. Then 4 people were shot and injured last week, leaving nerves frayed and Henyard's opponents pointing out her sizable security detail.
It's unfortunate that politics are being played, but what has happened is $1 million out of my budget has been cut because of politics.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work, no work.
Tiffany Henyard considers herself something of a crusader, but one who's clearly annoyed by questions from a rebellious group of Dolton trustees who are in a standoff with her over.
Now notice, do you see anybody white in this group? And see, this is the problem with the quote-unquote urban cities. Everybody won't blame the racism on the white man. They won't say, oh, it's the that did it, the white man. Yeah, that's what they say. But guess what? It's you. Look at the township count. Look at the room. Look at the room. See anybody white there? Look at the police chief back there. You got one probably captain back there that's white. Look at that room. Look at that room. Look at that room. Look at it. Look at it.
Board approved it. The vendors are not being paid.
How about you be a good leader, bring RFPs to the forefront, so not just us, but the residents and everybody else in America know how the money is being spent.
WGN Investigates has cataloged tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars spent on trips, meals, and more by Tiffany Henyard and her allies in Dolton and on the Thornton Township Board, where she's the supervisor. Township credit card records show Henyard and other officials spent more than $67,000 on trips to Portland, Ousted, Atlanta, and New York City. Many of the flights were first class. So were the accommodations. In Atlanta, Henyard and her team stayed at the Four Seasons Hotel, costing taxpayers more than $9,000. In New York, the bill came to $13,000. Henyard has refused to explain the specific purpose of the trips or why they travel in such style.
See what I'm saying, man? And this is what happened the other night.
Jobs is at risk. The embattled Thornton Township Supervisor wanted to run for re-election, but after this rowdy caucus tonight, her name will not be on the ballot.
Our Jermont Terry has been following the South suburban political drama for years now. He is live with what happened and Henyard's emotional reaction. Jermont.
Erica and Joe, Tiffany Henyard likes to tell people, quote, let me educate you on how this works. Well, tonight you can say she was schooled on how the Democratic caucus works right here in Thornton Township. You can also say that she flunked out because her name is not appearing on the ballot.
Folks lined up early and in the cold for the Thornton Township Democratic caucus. Everyone outside and those inside the auditorium were here to vote on who will be the Democratic nominees in the township.
Show me the white people.
Including the
current
supervisor position. And Tuesday night's caucus left the current supervisor, Tiffany.
When you see a white person on the video, say bingo. I said, I got two bingos.
You didn't run none of this the right way. Illegal. Napoleon.
That's Henyard pleading her case to committeeman State
Bingo.
Senator Napoleon Harris. As a committeeman, Harris set the rules Tuesday night.
Bingo.
First caucus in Thornton Township
Bingo.
in nearly 30 years.
The person who says this seems to be outdated, you say what to that?
People in Thornton Township may be new to caucuses because they haven't had them in a while, but this has been the tradition for many other townships around the state.
And those in this room came out to see.
We're looking for him. You see the majority of this room is her color, right?
Nomination. An uphill
her skin tone, her hue,
battle for the
her shade of wheat.
Controversy surrounding her
reporter in the background, bingo.
Administration. Henyard was not in favor
nah, he ain't with
caucus.
it.
I will be suing everybody.
Reporter, bingo.
This is illegal.
This is illegal in your opinion?
Illegal.
Okay. So let's talk about it. I mean, your concern is you brought people in to pre-bus.
All the people outside. They let one person in.
Henyard used Thornton Township buses to transport.
Wait. So she used buses to transport her elderly constituents to the meeting?
Sports supporters, mostly seniors.
That's called busing.
Yet many of the supporters did not get inside the packed auditorium of 600 people.
This is a process that's been going on way before me, and it's just I'm exercising my rights as the committeeman to hold a caucus.
And it is legal. When it was
bingo, police though.
All said and done, the caucus voted.
He looked like he might be one bingo, but reporter.
And Henyard did not get the nomination. Yet listen to who the
one guy in the background back there, bingo.
Placed on the ballot.
The Democratic slate that would represent.
Two guys, bingo. I think I counted the first one on right to the right of him, but the one in the back, bingo.
Thornton Township at the April 1st.
There go another guy back there, bingo, in a suit and tie.
First consolidated election reads as
he look like a fed.
For supervisor, Napoleon Harris.
Oh, so Napoleon put himself up for supervisor.
Henyard left emotional and upset knowing her name will not appear on the April ballot. to the pleasure of many in the room.
One white lady back there, bingo. Now, I want you to notice something. And I want you to pay attention to something. See, Tiffany Henyard, her destructive management of the city has brought all the people together to deal with it. And now we know this is going to be a Democratic stronghold. So all the Democrats came in and ousted Tiffany Henyard. Why? Because she's stealing money. Why? Because crime is out of control. Why? Because the sewers aren't working and the plumbing is off. Why? Because they have potholes. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the trend moving forward. Because people are waking up and saying, hold on, these damn Democrats that we put in office, this ain't gonna work. We're not having this. We're not taking this. And see, the more boisterous and crazy and ridiculous they are, the easier it's gonna be. Same thing gonna happen in New Orleans when Shorty get outed in New Orleans and all the other black female mayors. Now, the one in New Orleans on her last term, bada bing, bada boom. But I promise you, they ain't gonna put another woman in there. That ain't about to happen. And if they do, then they're gonna get the same damn thing that Dolton, Illinois got until they learn the lesson. Again, the strong black female leadership trait is over. That trajectory is over. It's done. And it started with Beetlejuice in Chicago. Now, the lesson that people have to learn is you don't just vote for somebody because of their skin color. So in Chicago's case, it was Beetlejuice, which I can't remember Beetlejuice's name, but I remember her big eyes. They got rid of Beetlejuice because she was terrible, right? And then they brought in the next mayor. And he was a man, and he was black, and he brought all thousands and thousands of illegals in there and did all kind of crazy stuff. But the electorate has to wake up and say, okay, let me look at the policies of this person as opposed to their skin color. But this is the sign. This is the start. This is the awakening of people. And unfortunately, it has to be this process when it shouldn't be a process. It should just be say, hey, let me see what this person is talking about at this point in time. How is it going to affect me and my family and what's going on and how we're going to do this? And then say, okay, I don't care what skin color they are. I don't care where they're from, what neighborhood they're from. I don't care how loud they are, how boisterous they are. I'm not entertained by the flair. I need you to protect me and mine. And when we get to that point in the urban communities, there will be revitalization in those communities. We're getting ready to see a revitalization throughout the nation, but unfortunately, the blue cities will be trapped in this mindset until they break loose. Will they break loose? I'm hoping so. This is a great sign that this is being rejected, ladies and gentlemen. And I predict it shall continue.